In terms of the Blue Water Bridge, that's a project that's had a long history and not a very good history in terms of how that situation's been handled at the federal level. So what I would say is there's been a lot of good discussion that now it's been redefined as a project that I think is a very meaningful, good project that can make a positive difference to the community, that we're having those discussions now with the people in Washington, with the Customs and Border Patrol people, but I want to give Candace Miller credit. She's been great about being part of this. But we are escalating to Homeland Security, and actually I've talked to people in the White House about this issue. We need to keep pushing ahead on working through an arrangement, an agreement with the federal government so we can move forward with this project. And that's something I hope to see progress happening this year on, in terms of saying, let's get some commitments, let's understand what they're willing to do, not willing to do. If they're not willing to do it, how can we be creative to find out how we can still get it done and invest in the community, invest in this bridge. Because this bridge is critically important to you. It's critically important to all of Michigan and our country. This is the second busiest commercial crossing in the country, the fourth busiest passenger crossing. It's not working the way it should today. And so we're going to work hard to get that resolved this year in terms of getting answers that we can move forward on.
Thank you, Governor. Two-part question. What kind of a future do you see for light rail transit in Michigan? The other question is, how does your administration working to strike a balance between free trade and tourism with Ontario and Homeland Security?
Yeah, well, with respect to light rail is a really interesting opportunity. The way I look at it is I put on my private sector hat to say it has to make sense financially. And one of the projects that I'm actively working right now is what's called the M1 project in downtown Detroit. The good part about that project, it's being led by the private sector, and it's being redefined as a smaller system than it was originally, which I was challenged to see how it could go all the way to 8 miles. But now, with respect to the second part of the question on free trade in Canada, I'm very much looking to Canada to be a bigger partner with the United States. I don't know if you've heard, there's another bridge project where I've been trying to work with the Canadians in partnership.